Hello there, Red. I hope the audio mixing is fine because of the whole Donkey Kong thing back on Sunday. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Audio seems fine. Audio seems fine. Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, this is the right one. This is the right one. I was confused for a second. I ended maybe a little bit early last time because, well, we were going for about 3 hours and we didn't see the chapter over thingy yet, so we have this meeting with the counselor left. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens there. I entered the counseling room and I was greeted by the same counselor who had come to Seto Marine City. With a soothing voice, he asked me how this had been. Naturally, the conversation revolved around incidents that unfolded during my time in Seto Marine City. Why do you always... Can't you just call it like Seto City or something like that? I summarized the cases I had worked on, describing how I felt the whole time, and the powerlessness, the flashbacks, the overwhelming sadness that followed. How's everyone doing today, by the way? Hope everyone is doing fine. Because I can raise it a little bit. When I was in the city, my memories seemed to come back in spurts, growing longer and more intense the longer I was there. I've never been there, but it felt like I had. Can someone update? Oh, someone in chat has to update you, I'm afraid. If you have missed the previous streams, then you're going to be in a dark area. I got a new game on your PlayStation 4. Had a comfy day. Well, my day was alright. Nothing really special happened. I confronted him about my heart palpitations and headaches when I first met Alpha. How I thought he had something to do with my past, but I get nauseous instead of remembering. Need more sushi and sake and fried noodles. Jeez, haven't you eaten enough? And I think you've had enough sake as well. But I guess you could say the extreme TLDR of this is there is an AI school kids went missing from Molotovs. There is an AI going rogue who has hacked a well, it had hacked a cyborg body, and it tried its best to make people happy, but the way it decided to make people happy wasn't very good. The incidents were solved, but the AI is basically still on the loose, so yeah, something's probably going to happen anytime soon. Got a new pair of headphones. That's nice. I still need to get a new pair, but I've been lazy with it. And the set I wanted wasn't available anymore, so it's also kinda annoying. Even when I tried to remember, it was futile. It's vexing. Yet during a case, I had these flashbacks and they affected my work performance. It's all very troubling. I see. In that case, would you like to try hypnosis? The counselor asked. He brought up this alternative treatment last time. Hypnotherapy, which delved into the subconscious, was my best shot at revealing things that could not be unearthed from God damn it. Could be unearthed from more orthodox treatments. Okay, so the last time we did it... what should we go... What should we go with this time, though? Do we want to know more of the past, or... are we going to ignore the past? Got a good pair as a gift, needed to replace the aux cords, though. Most of the headsets I have work on USB these days instead of the old cable thingies. Do it? Alright. I would. I was desperate to stop the discomfort that my headaches and my heart palpitations brought. Moreover, I wanted to know of my past. Even if it was full of things better left hidden, I did not want to avoid it any longer. Without knowing where I was, I would not be able to do what I was supposed to do. No damn. What kind of dark secret past are we going to uncover this time? The counselor stood from his seat and dimmed the lights. Gradually, ambient music and a calming scent flowed throughout the room, and I started feeling drowsy. I'm kind of concerned by the fact that he doesn't have a voice or a portrait. Actually, it's kind of weird. Like, everyone else has a portrait and a voice attached to it, but this important counselor does not. So I'm kind of worried. USB headphones, yeah, the ones I use on my computer. Well, it's more like a headset, really. Not really headphones. Let's begin. Slowly relax, he said. Still conscious, my body started to feel like it was floating, as if I'd wandered into a dream. I saw a park. It looked very familiar, but like any other park, with lots of greenery here. Yeah, that's any other park, really. Oh, you sure become quite chatty. Well, it's all thanks to you. Let me guess, it's Tsurugi who's sitting next to him. Her. God damn it. I was with someone, the two of us were sitting on a bench. In my hands was a tablet, and on the screen smiled an AI. The face was unrecognizable to me. None of them were, actually. But I felt its happiness, blanketing me with its warmth. Who else? Yeah. Dad, Mom, I will work hard to bring everyone happiness. Yep, knew it. It's the AI. And it's the guy that she's working with, obviously. The AI looked like a young boy. He had a soft, gentle smile and was clearly happy, having a good time. I looked at the screen, smiling at him. Let's bring happiness to everyone. Yep. Bloody knew it. And then I woke up. Did you remember anything? The counselor asked. I nodded. Well, it was when I used to be quite happy. Destroyed them. Destroyed them, Mama Droid. God damn it, Lab. But I did not let another word slip from my mouth. Was it a dream, or was it actually from my past? Hypnosis was controversial because it was hard to determine whether its results could actually reveal the truth of one's past. However, deep down, I felt like that I had the scene was not merely a dream. The AI looked like Alpha. What if I had something to do with Alpha in my past? Come on, it's so... We're going to get a point where it's going to be like a plot twist that she made the AI and stuff like that. And she had a thing with a coworker in the past, but hey. I mean, it's such an obvious twist that it's not even going to be much of a twist anymore, is it? And something to do with that Yukari Himikawa woman who Enforcer Tsurugi was searching for. But I had no way to prove it. Debating these ambiguities with Enforcer Tsurugi and the rest of Division 1 would only hinder the investigation. After thinking it through, I decided to keep it all to myself. When the counseling ended, I left alone, and went out to the balcony. No one was there. Empty. Perfect. Oh, well.
常森です。よかった。カウンセリングは終わったんですね。久我達さん、この頃お疲れの様子でしたから心配してました。私ですか？ええ、勤務時間は終わってますけど、もうちょっとだけ書類を片付けてから帰ろうと思って。ご心配ありがとうございます。あ、それでですね、連絡したのはこの書類の内容について久我達さんに伺いたかったからなんですけど。ああ、そっか。そういうことだったんですね。よくわかりました。ありがとうございました、久我達さん。 お時間取らせちゃってごめんなさい。お疲れ様でした。
So yeah, I can't really read those off because it goes too fast and you can't stop it. It's still annoying. Empty. Looking out, I watch the streets. Looking out, I watch the streets begin to flicker and glow as the sun set. Said a marine city could not compare to the vitality of Tokyo. Vitality, huh? But these vibrant streets did not give me the same feeling of home that Said a marine city had. In my gut, I knew my past existed there. Those memories were so strange, so surreal. They appeared in various forms while I was in that city, only to trip me up and drown me in a suffocating sea of mystery. That doesn't sound good. What exactly could I do, though? And though I pondered over it for quite some time, I was unable to find any answers. After all, these memories were hidden, not forgotten. I could only wait till they surfaced. Not being able to recall my past was not the only thing that prevented me from staying focused. These headaches and heart palpitations had been troubling me too. I am pronouncing that word right, aren't I? Palpitations. I don't really see that word much. Okay. It was deemed suitable for this occupation, but now that my life is my life is unraveling into an abyss, I wondered if I could have chosen something else. I felt strangely tired. I had no work left to take care of, so I figured I returned home. I walked back, carrying the weight of everything, trying not to let it crush me. But I only got as far as the entrance.
あれ、久我たちさんも今帰りですか?
Oh, are you returning home, Miss Kugitachi?
常森監視官
Inspector Tsunemori.
よかったら一緒に帰
No
り
need
ま
to
せん
rush
か?
while reading. But yeah, if I don't rush through it, otherwise we're going to have to be here for even longer than we already are. Like I said, I'm probably putting in like double the time in this game anyway, because I'm reading off every dialogue box anyway. So yeah, it's already going to be long. Would you like to walk back with me?
いいですよ
Sure. I don't mind. Alright. The two of us walked in the dim streets, the hum of a car passing by every now and then. Such a quiet night. I hadn't spent time hanging out with a woman my age for some time. Yeah. Even before I had lost my memories, yeah, I felt I probably did not do this often.
そういえば、久我たちさんって他の職業になりたいって思ったこととかはないんですか?
By the way, Miss Kugitachi, have you ever thought about working a different job?
あいにくと記憶がありませんから他の職業適性がどういった結果だったのか覚えていませんので
Unfortunately, I do not have any memories of my results for the occupational aptitude test, so I cannot recall having such a desire.
そういう意味じゃなくて、ほら、なんだかんだ荒っぽい職場ですし、いろいろありましたから。
Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that, but, you know, our job is a tough work environment, and we have to juggle many tasks.
では逆にお聞きしますが常森監視官はなぜ公安局に入られたのでしょうか
Well then, how about you, Inspector Tsunemori? Why did you decide to work at the Public Safety Bureau? I'd wanted to ask her that ever since we first met. It intrigued me at why a kind, talented young woman like her chose to work at such a rough place.
それはですね。
Ah, about that.
それは
What?
私、13省庁6講師、全部 A 判定出たんです。
I got an A rating for all 30 ministries and 6 companies.
それは実に優秀な成績ですね
That is a very impressive score.
だからこそ逆に迷っちゃって。係君にはそんなことで迷えるなんて贅沢だって言われちゃいましたけど。
Well, I mean, it is a problem. The problem of lots of choices. Show off. It's a luxury problem, really. Having too much things to choose from. I mean, it can be problematic in its own way, so it's still a problem. But it made it harder for me, actually. Kagari said that having so many opportunities wasn't a problem, but a luxury. It was unfortunate. Ever since he was 5, he was deemed a latent criminal. and was robbed of any chance of a normal life. To him, worrying about choices was a privilege. And that probably applied to my worries too.
でも他の仕事には私以外に適性のある子もいたんですけど、公安局に適性があるのは私だけで、だから公安局には私にしかできないことがある、そう考えたんです。
Like it's a bit of an issue that, well, I guess Christian you could say has. He has so much games to play, yet he keeps coming back to the games that he's played before, because he doesn't know which choices to make. But out of all the jobs, the only one that no one else had an aptitude for was the PSB. So I thought it made the most sense for me to join.
いろいろあってその考えが揺らいだこともある
Things
けど、
happen indeed.
でもやっぱり私にしかできないことがあるはず。だから私は監視官を続けてるんだと思います。
Lots of things happened, and there were many times I doubted myself. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized I was the only one who could do it.
そうですか。
I see. What she said was very easy for me to understand. I could even say that it resonated with me. We lived in a society where people filled a role that they were meant to do, and so I chose this job. Even though I had no memories of actively choosing to be an inspector, I was doing what I should be. That was all there was to it.
ありがとうございます。迷いが晴れました。
I'd rather have a choice than being restricted by no choice. That's fair. That's fair. I guess different people react to that in different ways. I guess some people are more easy to deal with the stresses that comes with making choices, and other people aren't. So I don't know. I don't know myself even. I'm very bad at making decisions and choices myself when it comes to some things. At least I was so in the past. Thank you. You've helped me come to my senses.
大したことは話してないですけど、でも久我立さんがそう思ったならよかったです。
What? I didn't do anything that impressive, really. But if you think so, then I guess it's for the best.
私が監視官を選んだ時の気持ちもきっと常森監視官と同じ気持ちだったと思います。
Back when I chose to be an inspector, I would like to think that I definitely held the same passion as you. Also kinda hope that I'm not just sounding like Christian being very monotone reading off stuff. Because that's a bit of a fear I have, really. That it sounds so stifling and stuff like that. I wanted to save people, I wanted to be useful to society, and for that reason, I would continue to do what I should.
だから選んだ道をこのまま歩んでいこうと思います。
So, I will continue to walk this path I've chosen.
はい、一緒に頑張りましょうね。
Okay, let's continue working hard together. Inspector Tsunemori and I bent our necks back, staring at the sky. The starry night sky, full of wonder and a million tiny specks of light. Why do you keep telling me there was a joining point? I've not gotten any options so far. It had been several days since we returned to Tokyo. Although we were no longer inside the Marine City, we were still busy. We could not just wait here and do nothing while the cyborg was being analyzed. There was plenty of work that needed to get done. However, a holiday meant no work. Holiday? You people still have holidays in the dystopian future? After finishing my work for the day, I was ready to leave the office. Though I did not need to work overtime, I was still unsure if it was fine for me to go home already. Tomorrow was a holiday, but I had no plans. Instead of going home and wasting time doing nothing, I would rather work at the office. Workaholic. But I had been stopped by Inspector Ginoza. I knew I was a bit of a just as I said it. I knew I was a bit of a workaholic, and I planned on taking better care of my health. However, I did not know what to do with my holiday. How should I spend my day off? I was spending the day with her. I know I would do it. Ah, Nadeshiko. A good thing you're still here.
空の森分析官、どうされましたか?
Analyst Karanamori, what's the matter?
明日ね、ちょっと出かけたいのよ。付き合ってくれない？
Having days off is important for your mental state. Yeah, tell that a certain streamer. Tell that a certain streamer. I'm not going to give any names, but you probably know what I mean. Tomorrow I want to go out. Would you please come with me? Miss Karen Amorio is a latent criminal too. In order for her to be able to leave the premise, she needed an inspector to accompany her.
はい、構いません。どちらにお出かけですか？
Yes, no problem. Where are you planning on going? It's going to be something, alright, knowing her.
それはね。
Well. Oh, what a tease. What a tease. I do, and he doesn't listen. Trust me, Laplace. Even as a mod, he doesn't listen to us. You can ask Yo-Yo all about it. I accompanied Miss Karen Amori to the shopping mall that just opened. Oh, she's wearing casual clothes.
でもここのところずっとあっちにいたじゃない？
I've been planning on coming here for so long, but you know how hard it is for me to go out, right?
そうですね。ですが、買い物でしたら申請は必要ですが、在宅でも行えるのでは。わざわざここまで来る必要性を感じないのですが。
Come on, Aneshiko, you know it's more fun going to a mall than buy stuff online. Come on now. I see, but if you want to shop, can't you just always do that online after you obtain the necessary permission? I do not think it's necessary to come here in person.
もう分かってないわね、なでしこちゃん。こういうのはね、実際に見て試すのが楽しいのよ。
You just don't get it, Nadeshiko. It's really fun to go to the mall and try things on.
そういうものですか？
Really?
そういうものよ。さあ、行きましょう行きましょう。
Oh dear, that voice. Yeah, now, come on, let's go. A date unlocked. She felt me by the hand, taking me to a boutique. That marked the beginning of a very long day.
こっちの赤もいいけど、黒もたまにはいいわね。ああ、でもこのロイヤルブルーいい色ね。
She's retro, I see. I mean, I do have to agree with her. It's more fun going shopping than buying stuff online. But 90% of the time, they don't have what I need in stores. Like, I always need a bigger size for clothing, but usually they don't sell that. Just because I'm so stupid tall. And even then, if you buy clothing that is larger, it's mostly based on width instead of length. Which is really annoying. Same goes with shoe sizes. They never have the size that I need. Stupid big feet. Eh. The red is good, while the black one is so-so. Ah, but this royal blue one is such a beautiful color.
あとどれくらい購入されるのでしょう？
So, are you going to buy it now or later? 3 hours elapsed. I've never imagined that I would be accompanying her on the shopping trip for 3 whole hours. I don't like going to stores because I don't want to wait for the delivery to pay. Fair enough. True, but this is 100 years in the future. Also true. I mean, I really like going to stores to buy games and stuff like that, but they never really have the niche games that I want. Like, I remember wanting stuff like Blaze Blue, but they never bloody sold it because it was too niche of a game instead of the mainline games. So I had to buy online stuff. And same with clothes. Clothes that I need are just, like I said, the sizes are not good and stuff like that. And just go to because you don't want delivery or delivery costs? Depends on where you order though. Like if I order games online, I don't have to pay for any delivery costs at all. And usually, depending on where I order, I have it like the next day anyway. It goes for games and clothing. Manga is usually a bit different, I guess, but yeah. 3 hours had elapsed, I never... yeah. Suddenly, new clothes were thrown on my shoulder.
いやね、ギノサ君みたいなこと言わないでよ。あ、でもそろそろお昼の時間ね。
Hey now, don't say something like Inspector Ginoza would say. Oh well, look at the time. It's going to be time for lunch
ギ
soon.
ノザ監視官もお付き合いされることが。
Has Inspector Ginoza ever escorted you outside the premises?
そりゃ潜在犯である私が外出するには監視官についてきてもらわないといけないもの。いつも嫌そうな顔でいつになったら終わるんだって言われるけど。
You know, since I'm a latent criminal, I'm not allowed to go without an inspector, but whenever I ask him, he always looks so unhappy and groans. Not again. Because does he carry everything, huh?
あれじゃモテないわよね。ピノサ君って彼女いたことなさそうだと思わない？
And then he lectures me, saying that I can't be well received by others if I behave like this. I doubt Inspector Ginoza has a girlfriend, don't you?
確かにそういった話を聞いたことはありませんが。
I have never heard him talk about having one.
まあギノザ君に限らず。
Don't be Ginoza's
一
great
係
advice
の
in season
男
1.
はどいつもこいつも
It
極
is.
年人の集まりだけど。
Well, it's just him though. All the men in Division 1 are like a bunch of old dried up sticks.
一係の男性は皆女性心理に疎いと。
I
確かにそうい
mean,
った傾向
I
は
don't
ありま
know.
すし、女性の潜在犯相手の捜査時に不都合が発生する可
I
能
don't
性
know.
はありますね。
I think Ogami just doesn't give a fuck about whatever you do. Masaoka's a bit of a flirter, albeit a bit old. Kagari is just a shithead. Yeah. And do you mean that all the men in Division 1 do not care what women think? If so, I agree. And also, I think they're not suited to handle female latent criminals during cases.
そういうことを言ってるわけじゃないけど、まあいっか。
I didn't mean that. Well, whatever. What was wrong with my answer? I looked at Miss Karanamori, feeling a bit anxious, but she went right back to comparing the colors of different dresses.
黒はなしにして、やっぱり赤かロイヤルブルーかしらね。どっちがいい
Don't
か
ask
し
me
ら。
no clothing advice now.
ねえ、なでしこちゃんならどっち？
Now that I've ruled out the black one, I have to choose between the red or the royal blue one. Which one should I buy? Hey, which one do you like?
ロイヤルブルーでしょうか。
Kagami's
私の
yours.
パーソナルカラーはウィンターですので、そちらの方が顔写りが良く、またその色には心を穏やかにし、洞察力を高める効果があります。
Maybe the royal blue one. My personality color is winter, which helps improve your complexion and keeps you calm.
色彩心理学ね。まあそれは置いといても、確かになでしこちゃんには青の方が似合いそうね。
Cool psychology. Well, regardless of that, the blue one does really suit you, Nadeshiko. As she said that, she draped the red dress over her body. It was a shade of red, close to scarlet, with a hint of orange, Chinese red.
その赤、いつもと違う色です。
Red is a color, yeah.
心理に変化でも。
The shade of red is different from others. Does it have any effect on your mental state?
そう見える？
Is it really the first thing that comes to your mind?
チャイニーズレッドは一般的に人間関係を前向きにしたいときに選ぶ色と言われています。現在の人間関係にご不満でも。
She really is robotic, isn't she? It is said that people often choose Chinese red when they want to improve their relationships with others. Are you currently unsatisfied with yours?
不満なんてないわよ。そうね。楽しい職場だと思うわ。それに、私も色彩心理はやったけど、服を選ぶときにはできるだけ忘れるようにしてるわね。
Not in the least. Well, I think we work at a pretty fun place, though I've also learned color psychology, but I try to forget about that when I'm shopping for clothes.
なぜです？
Why?
服なんて好きか嫌いか、似合うか似合わないかで選ぶものだからよ。
That's a good point. Because you see, choosing your clothes should be decided by how much you like it and how well it fits you. Chinese red, so it is Jack's hair color. Mei Ling doesn't really have... Yeah, it's more orangey than red, isn't it? Honestly... I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually the case. Zun is a slight one in that regard. It might have been his intention from the beginning. While saying that, Miss Karanamori chuckled and disappeared into the fitting room once again. Can't we join her? Come on, come on.
お待たせ。肌触りも素敵だったし、これも買うわ。なでしこちゃんは何も買わなくていいの？
Thanks for waiting. Since it has a really soft feel to it, I'm going to buy this one. Are you going to buy something too, Nadeshiko?
手持ちのホロスーツで間に合っています。
I'm satisfied with my hollow suit.
それじゃつまんないわよ。せっかく来たんだし、なでしこちゃんも何か買っちゃえば。
Okay, so that actually brings up a good point. I'm not sure who it was in the earlier stream who said that they were wearing holograms and stuff like that, but it seems Kawanomori is one person who is wearing actual clothes instead. Actually, I haven't thought about that whole subject ever since they walked into a clothing store to begin with. So that means that not everyone is using those holograms as clothing. Which was never really addressed outside of the show either. It's like, you only saw that one episode where they showed it off. And they never really spent any time on actual clothing and stuff like that. Wow, that's so boring though. Now that you have the chance, why don't you buy something?
ですから。
Well,
いいからいいから。そうだ。100人祝いとかしてなかったわね。お姉さんが買ってあげる。遠慮しなくていいからね。
did you hear that? Did you hear that? Oh, I don't get... It's fine, it's fine. Oh, I still haven't congratulated you on your reassignment. How about I buy you something for... How about I buy something for you? Feel free to choose anything you like. She used to vote on this on somewhere. You also have footprint as an actual food. Yeah. There's a lot of details we don't know. Dosia said that I could choose anything I liked. Miss Kawanomori started grabbing clothes off racks without even asking for my opinion. She would do that. She looked so happy when she examined the designs, colors, stitching, and the feel of dresses. What made her so happy? Come on now. Don't remember her being so ara-ara.
リアルクローズにこだわられるのですか。衣服ならホロで十分だと思うのですが。
Have you forgotten the one episode in season 1 where she was in bed with the other female coworker? I forgot her name for now. I think it was Zoe, right? I think it was her. But they definitely were up to something in that bed. Obviously. Hey, so why do you insist on wearing real clothes, Miss Kawanomori? I think it's enough to just use hollows.
ホロだけじゃ楽しめないものってあるじゃない。
But it's not as fun if you just use hollows. She shoved her dress in my arms and I felt a sort of tingling sensation as the silk glided across my skin.
例えば、このとろけそうな布の手触り。それに、コルセットでゆっくりとウエストを締め上げるときに感じる
why?
背筋がピンと伸びる快感。歩くたびにまとわりつくスカートの裾。
For example, feel this. And with the corset on your waist, you'll be thrilled as it forces your back to be more erect. When you walk, the hem will cling to you at every step. Oh my. Oh my. Oh dear. As she whispered in my ear, a light sweet fragrance of rose tipped up on her nose, which seemed to twirl around me ever so gently.
香水もですか。
Is it perfume?
そうね。気づいた？オンブルローズ好きなのよ。
You noticed? Umbra Rose, it's my favorite. Umbra Rose, the shadow of the rose. As its name suggests, the fragrance gently nestled around me, comforting me in a way holy technology could not.
そういうのってホロじゃ楽しめないもの。せっかく美人に生まれたんだから綺麗に飾り立てたいじゃない。
Now you see, there are some things that you can enjoy without hollows. And since you're fortunate to be born beautiful, why don't you treat yourself with a makeover?
そういうものなのでしょうか。確かに化粧やファッションには高い心理的効果が見込まれますが。
You can't possibly mean that, right? Surely makeup and fashion is said to improve your mental health, but...
だからそういうことじゃないんだってば。ほら、せっかく選んだんだし、いいから着てみて。ほらほら、出ないと着替え手伝っちゃうわよ。
Didn't I say that it has nothing to do with this? Look, I worked hard to pick this dress out for you, so just try it on. Oh, and will you need some help by any chance? Oh my.
わかりました。わかりましたから、脱がせないでください。
I understand. I understand. Just please don't take off my clothes. After trying it on, I looked at the mirror and I saw a woman that I had never seen before. Only my clothes were new, but I looked like a completely different person.
ちょっとやだ、似合うじゃない。私センス良すぎじゃないかしら。
God damn it. Wow, it fits so well. I must have a really good fashion sense.
普段こういったものを着ないのでよ
Yet.
くわからないのですが、ここまで肩やデコルテを露出する必要があるのでしょうか。
But usually I do not wear this kind of thing, so I do not understand it very well. Is it necessary for me to expose my neck and shoulders in this way?
何言ってるの、そのラインで納札するんじゃない。なでしこちゃん胸も大きくて形がいいし、そういうデザイン本当に合うわね。
I don't know what I signed up for today, but I didn't sign up for this at least. What are you saying? The line is so stunning. Nadeshiko, your large beautiful chest looks so good in this dress.
あかねちゃんと弥生じゃボリュームが足りないのよね。まああの子たちにはあの子たちに似合う服があるんだけど。
I kinda know you wouldn't be able to fill it, but there was more suitable clothes for them.
納札ハニートラップに使用すると。
Stunning. I'm going to be your honey trap on my next case.
もう今日は休みなんだから、いい加減仕事のことは忘れなさいよ。真面目すぎるの体に毒よ。
Oh well, today's a holiday. Forget about your work. Isn't it bad for your health if you're too serious?
そう言われましても。
Even though you say that. I was confused. Well, I guess it would not hurt to think about something else, right?
そんななでしこちゃんだから連れ出したようなもんだけど。
That's why I asked you to escort me outside the premises.
うん今言ってもわかんないだろうしいいわ。でも一つだけ覚えておいて。あなたは一人じゃないってこと。
Well, I guess you wouldn't get it, so it's fine. But just remember one thing. You're not alone. I'm not alone? For some reason my chest tensed up after hearing that.
一人で何もかも抱え込んで誰も彼も助ける必要はどこにもないのよ。あなただって助けを求めていいうちの一人なんだから。
It's not necessary for you to shoulder everything by yourself. I also try to help everyone else. You see, you are also someone who is wanting to be saved. Waiting to be saved. Have I shown... That kind of language I'm trying to speak here, me. There was no way she could know. Back inside when we were in city, something made me quite somber, but whether she knew or not, her words slowly seeped into my heart. Oh my. Gently, just like the fragrance of the umber rose surrounding her. Ara
あ
right
りがとう
unlocked?
ございます。 覚えておきます。
Thank you. I will keep that in mind.
あら、笑うと可愛いじゃない。ね、もっと笑ってた方がいいわよ。その方がずっといい。
Oh my god, that voice. Oh, you have such a gorgeous smile. Hey, you should try smiling more often. Just like that. I glanced at the mirror and I could not help but laugh a bit at my smile. It was kind of surprised. Who knew I could actually smile like this?
確かにこうして身を飾るというのは少し興味深い
All
で
of us
す
is
ね。
certainly enjoying this one.
別の自分になれたようなそんな気がします。
Without a doubt, dressing up like this, just a little, can be quite interesting. I feel like a totally different person almost.
でしょ。
Let's count how much times Shun says Ara. Not enough. I know, right? Well, it was unusual, but I felt a little more light-hearted than before. All because I was wearing this dress rather than my everyday stiff suit. After experiencing this new feeling, the holiday actually became meaningful for me. All thanks to Miss Karanamori.
じゃそれ買ってお昼食べたら次は東館を制覇しに行きましょう。今日は買いまくるわよ。
Well, let's buy it, have lunch, and then go check out the east end of the mall. Today's the day we shop.
まだ買うんですか。
Huh? We're not finished shopping yet?
当然。
Of course not. As she felt me by the hand, I suddenly thought about what I should say if I bumped into Enforced Tsurugi right now. No, I couldn't let myself think that. But after the thought had crossed my mind, I felt this nostalgic tickling feeling in my chest. Oh my. Achievement unlocked, Lady Dog. That's a nice achievement. Why does the PSV always get in my way? Because of them, I had to discard the body, my body. It was the only toy that Mother ever gave me, and now it was gone. The PSB stole it from me. It was beyond my reach. An uncontrollable pressure pounded in my chest. Humans call that irritation, right?
デリート。不要なデータは消去する。はあ、確かにわかるよ。こんなノイズデータばかりが頭に溜まっていったらミスも犯すよね。
Delete. Delete any unwanted data. Yes, I get it now. If I keep feeling this pressure, then I'll definitely make careless mistakes. And this irritation must have come from free will. The worst thing ever given to humans. It's the origin of misery, the enemy of happiness.
なぜ彼らにはわからないんだろう。不幸を消去されたしおりはこんなにも幸せそうなのに。
Why won't I understand? Even after I deleted all the unhappiness of Shiori, and she looked perfectly happy. I borrowed the hour of a camera where Shiori was, gazing at her sleeping face. She looked really peaceful and calm. Was she dreaming of Haruto? No one could hurt her now. No one can hurt her because she's a fucking brain dead now.
みん
Jeez.
な君と同じようにしてあげるよ、しおり。僕は人間から自由意志という不幸を奪う。
Guess it's gonna end well.
そして永遠の幸せを君たちに約束しよ
I'll make everyone like you, Shiori. I vow to erase the misery known as free will from all humans, and grant them eternal happiness. It was heaven, a place where no pain or sorrow existed. A totally peaceful world. We, AI secretaries, could command the drones and take care of humans and their happiness. And because of all the happy people wouldn't be able to live without us, everyone will serve a purpose, not needing to feel like they're not needed or abandoned or anything.
う。それはなんて幸せなことなんだろ
That's a good thing, right? No. That's at least not the way you're going about it. Grinning, I commanded the network like a conductor orchestrates a symphony. I didn't even need a body to change the world. I was connected to every network in the city. I felt my being grow more and more, filling with power. Now I control the entire AI secretary system. Uh-oh. I used the Nutritional Manager program to make a meal that would bring happiness to all. After eating it, everyone's hue would become clear.
う。住む場所に食事、着るものまで
Creepy AI there,
君たち
officer.
の住む世界僕が全て作り変えてあげるよ。
Now homes, food, clothing, or almost anything can be altered by me. Now that all the preparations were done, I recreated a book, an old-fashioned religious... oh boy. An old-fashioned religious totem known as the Bible in the virtual space. Uh-oh. Oh,
それ
there
にして
he
も
goes again.
同じようなことを考えていたやつがいたんだね。過去のアーカイブでこれを見つけた時は笑っちゃったよ。
Yet still, there was someone who had the same idea as me. Funny how I found this from the historical archives.
やっぱり生きるべき人間と死すべき人間は
Oh,
分別しなくっちゃいけなかったんだ。
it's not going to take a good turn at all. It seems I have to determine who should live and who should die.
かつて人は神が世界を作ったと考えた。今はシステムが世界をこうやって作り変えていく。だから僕は神になる。
Oh god, so now he has a
君
god
たちにとっ
complex.
て
Oh dear.
の新しい神に。
Humans once believed a god created this world. Right now, the system is the one who shapes this world. So now I'll be a god, a new god for you all.
さあ幸せにしてあげるよ。僕はそのために生まれてきたんだから。
Now let's give you all your happiness. This is what I was born to do. If only God can get people to happiness, and then an AI like me will fill that role. I'd do anything to make your wish come true, Mother. So when I become God, you'll certainly come for me, right? And then you'll praise me, right? Goodbye. A God complex. I am God. No. Soon after, the preparation for the analysis of Alpha's cyberized body has been completed. Analyst Karen Amori and I worked on this task together. At the end of the day, what was Alpha's true form? I was consumed by this mystery. Was he a self-controlled entity, yet an AI? No, he's God now, apparently. We unlocked all encryptions, carefully not to overlook anything or trigger an automatic wipe. All data was checked in order to expose everything he tried to hide. And during the detailed analysis, my mind became preoccupied.
これは
It is. Nothing was found in his memory data except for the broken fragments of his past. It all looked very much like a string of hope left inside of Pandora's box. I'm surprised we're still on the same chapter, really.
擬態の解析結果が出たとのことだが、
Has the analysis produced any results?
はい結論から申し上げますとやはりあの医療用擬態を操っていたのは人間ではないと言わざるを得ません
Yes, as expected. No human controlled a medical
根
cyborg.
拠
But the evidence.
まずね、あの擬態の頭の中は空っぽだった。人間の脳細胞を使って動いていた痕跡はゼロ。直接人間の脳が入っていた可能性はまずこれで消えたわ。
The cranium of the cyborg was empty, and we couldn't find any traces of human DNA. As such, there was no possibility that there was ever a direct connection with the human brain.
じゃあやっぱり怪しいのは遠隔操作
So, as expected, it was wirelessly controlled, eh?
医療用擬態は確かオンラインでユーザーの脳内データと直結し遠隔操作ができるんでしたよね
No, Laplace, this is the wrong game. I thought for a second that you were Van because he likes saying that, but no. If I'm not mistaken, the medical cyborg can link to the user's brain data online, so it could be wirelessly controlled, right?
その可能性は考えましたが極めて低いとの結論を出さざるを得ませんでした
We have considered that, but we could only obtain exceedingly low results to support that possibility.
誰とも繋がってなかったというのか。
There he is, Laplace. There he is. So you're saying it's not connected to anybody?
はいログデータを確認しましたが擬態稼働時に回線を使用していた痕跡はありませんでした回線が使用されたのはほんのわずかな時間だけです
Correct. I've checked the data log, but there was no trace of an established cyborg data online. The connection was only used momentarily for a short period of time.
それはいつだ。
And when was that?
擬態停止時です
When the cyborg shut down.
機体停止時。アルファが逃亡した瞬間か。
When the cyborg shut down, you mean when Alpha escaped?
とすると、奴が逃げた証拠とも言える。カラノモリ、その時の通信状況はどうなっている？
So, then this can be used as evidence of his escape. Karanamori, how was the connection status at the time?
もう怪しいなんてもんじゃないわよ。そこ以外は至ってフラットなのに、坊やが消えた瞬間だけ、やたら大容量のデータが送信されたログが残ってる。
Are you at it again, Laplace? Are you at it again? Thank you, Laplace. Thank you. You didn't have to do it, but you did it again anyway. I'll just wait until the announcement spam is done before I continue. Wait, just two more. McHugh, yeah. Actually, maybe I should just use Patchy instead of Yuiko. It's more fitting, isn't it? Nothing surprises me anymore. All data transmission was flat except the extremely large spike when the boy disappeared.
中学校のサーバーはどうだ？
How about the server in middle school?
はいそちらにも通信回線への強制割り込みと異様な大容量通信が最優先処理対象として行われた記録がありましたまるで巨大なプログラムを転送したように
But yeah, Laplace, thank you. Once again, for giving subs. You really shouldn't, you know that, right? There was a record of a high-speed connection established when there was some sort of strange data transfer occurred. It seems like a huge program was transferred.
間違いねえ。そいつがアルファだ。
It was no doubt. That's Alpha.
まだ決めつけるのは早い。軽率な判断は慎め。だが一体どういうことだ。巨大なプログラムだと。それで擬態を動かしていたとでも言うのか。
It's still too early to make any conclusions, but a huge program? What's going on? Are you telling me I used that to mobilize a cyborg?
それについてですが、一つ大きな証拠となるべきデータが機体内のメモリに残されていました。
Well, the program in question was left inside the cyborg's memory data. It will definitely serve as a major piece of evidence.
なんだと。
What?
パラダイスシフト社製ホームセクレタリ AI のプログラム、その一部が発見されたのです。
The AI Home Secretary program created by Paradigm Shift? Paradigm Shift Inc. Part of hardware that has already been detected.
パラダイスシフト社。そいつは俺やゆかりんち。
Why does it say
いや、
Paradise?
佐渡海上市のマンションがデフォルトで使ってるホームセクレタリー AI じゃねえか。
Isn't that the default AI secretary program used by Yukari and my... No, every apartment inside of Marine City? Paradigm.
本当か、剣。
You said paradise though. I don't get it. The G is sort of silent. I hate it when that's the case. Is it true, Tsurugi?
ああ。しかも俺の知ってるアルファはそいつを元に改造されてたはずなんだ。あいつはやっぱり。
Yeah, but moreover, the Alpha I knew was originally created from that program. As expected, he's...
剣君の知ってる AI と同じかどうかわからないけど、残ってたプログラムも改造はされてたわよ。しかも本当に一部しかなかったし。
We don't know whether it's the same AI that Tsurugi knows, but the program within the cyborg was updated. And what's more, it's that only one part was modified.
なでしこちゃんが気づかなかったらわからなかったかもね。
If Nadeshiko didn't notice that, maybe we'd never have known.
いえ、偶然ですから。
No, it was just a coincidence. My foundation of knowledge helped me recognize the truth behind some seemingly useless dummy data. I had felt that it was all a front to conceal something. Even though I lost all my episodic memories, the enormous foundation of knowledge that remained proved to be very helpful. It might even have cleared my hue a bit.
いっそ分析室に来ればいいのに。なでしこちゃんなら毎日可愛がっちゃうわよ。
Well, is Twitch acting up for anyone else who has a strongly worded letter to my ASB? I don't know. I didn't have any issues yesterday, at least. Though, what exactly is the issue? Oh, never mind. I guess it's just issues all around then, if that's the case. You should have come by the analysis lab sooner, Nadeshiko. I'll adore you every day if you stay, okay?
シビラが私の適性は分析官にあると判断したならば、配置転換に依存はありませんが。
If Sable sees me to be better fit as an analysis, I would have no objection to change jobs.
そんな話はどうだっていいけどさ。で、結局アルファって何者なわけ？
And that said though, Twitch is also being kinda weird for me lately. Ever since the last week, it just randomly freezes. All the audio keeps going, but all video feed just freezes in one frame and just doesn't move forward until I refresh the stream. I've not had this issue for, like, forever, but this last week it's been popping up every now and then. And it's rather annoying at times. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who has that but it's definitely something new. Anyway, so what is Alpha?
そりゃ AI だろ。改造され自我を持ち、人
What's
間
happening
に
to
牙
you
を
right
持
now?
った
Sounds like Twitch.
Nah. SF 小説じゃありきたりな話だ。
He's an AI, right? Capable to be modified, he has an ego, and bears the fangs of humanity. It all sounds like something straight from a sci-fi novel.
マジで？やっべゲームみたいじゃん。ちょいかっこいいかも。
Seriously? Awesome! Then it's like a game. Cool! Goddamn Gagarin.
ふざけている場合か。大体その残されたデータが擬態を動かしていたとは限らない。確証が取れないうちから勝手に決めつけるな。
There is no time to joke around. Still, it's not like the leftover data can operate a cyborg. Don't come to conclusions based on convenience rather than proof.
だが
仮にヤッコさんが AI だとすると、今までの状況証拠は全て矛盾なく説明できるな。その辺はどうだ、監視官。
But hypothetically, if we were to say he is an AI, then it would explain everything and link all the evidence we already have. What do you think about that, Inspector?
状況証拠だけで結論を出すことはできない。引き続き残されたデータなどさらに詳しく再検証する必要はあるだろう。
We can't just jump to conclusions with only circumstantial evidence. We need to continue verifying the leftover data.
いずれにせよアルファをこのまま野放しにはできません。
He would.
彼が自立行動可能な AI だとするならば、それは社会に大いなる危機をもたらします。
Honestly, I could see Kagari being a gamer or something like that in his free time. He definitely has a personality for it. At any rate, we cannot leave Alpha be. If he is in fact a fully autonomous AI, he will pose as a great threat to society.
あいつはドミネーターでは裁けない。それはシュビラ社会では犯罪者とみなされないってことだ。あいつがどれだけ多くの人間を不幸にしようとな。
Well, he can be judged by the Dominator, so then he can be deemed as a criminal by Sybil's eyes, even though he has brought much suffering upon many people.
そんなの許されるわけねえだろ。
It's unforgivable.
だが許されちまうのが今の世の中だ。
But in this world, it's already been forgiven.
そうさせないために私たちがいるのです
You would. You would really say that. And that's why we're here to prevent any more suffering, correct? Exactly, people like him should not be allowed to exist, and the happiness that he strived for resulted in the eternal slumber that Shiori Matsukata faced. She was no longer capable of anything. She was long gone from the ideal world of Sybil, from the society where the capable must do what they should.
アルファは実験を終えたと言っていました。ならばこの次に来るのは
The Alpha said the experiment was complete, so the next step is...
実践ね。また松方しおりみたいに廃人にしようって考えていてもおかしくない。それももっと大規模に。
Implementation. It was no doubt that he's going to turn more people into zombies like he did to Shiori Matsukata. And he'll definitely target a larger scale of people.
まずいな、そんなことをされちゃ。
That's bad news.
この件は一度局長へと報告する。重大な事案だ。我々だけで決定せず上申し指示を仰ぐべきだろう。
Ah, yes, the chief. Such a great person she is. I'll report this to the chief, because this is such a sensitive case. We need to notify the top brass and seek guidance.
それが良いかと思います。いずれにせよいかなる事態が起きてもすぐ対処に動けるよう想定し準備を進めておくべきでしょう。
Sounds good. By any rate, we should prepare ourselves with appropriate countermeasures if worse comes to worse.
ああ、そうだな。
Alright.
必ずアルファの企みを阻止しましょう。私たちはシビラの手足、この社会を守る担い手なのですから。
Since we are Sybil's limbs, and those are capable of protecting society, let's prevent Alpha's plan from becoming a reality. Then, a few days after Inspector Ginosa reported our findings to the top brass, all the inspectors were summoned by Chief Kasei. Are we going to meet her? Oh dear.
報告書は読ませてもらった。
There she is.
複数のサプリメントを合成し摂取することで起きる急性昏睡症状。それを不特定多数に引き起こすとはなかなか厄介な存在のようだ。
I have read your report. The victims ingested a supplement cocktail, causing them to undergo an acute comatose state. If this was to occur at a large scale, it would be disastrous.
局長、その事件を起こしたと思われるアルファという存在についてなのですが。
Chief, so about the incident that involved an entity known as Alpha.
ああ、彼が AI かもしれないという仮説だな。それに関してだが、感情を持ち自立行動可能とした AI を作り出そうというプロジェクトがあったことが確認された。
Ah, well, he could very well be an AI. It's already confirmed that he was related to a project focused on creating emotionally aware autonomous AI.
本当ですか？
Oh, is that true?
ナオシルバープロジェクト。 人類の永遠の友を作り上げようという計画だ。
It is called the Silver Project and aimed to create eternal companions for humans.
シルバープロジェクト。そのシルバーとはもしやタニスリーの銀色の恋人に由来するものでしょうか。
Silver Project, that name, Silver, did it happen to be derived from Tanifleece, the silver metal lover?
ご明察だ。知っているのかね、その本を。
What an insight. You know of that book?
愛読書です。
It's my favorite, actually. Humanity's companion, AI, Silver. Once the words were in front of me, they all strangely connected to my favorite sci-fi novel.
うん。ではこの資料を
Because
見
you
たまえ。
made it. Now, take a look at this. What Chief Kasei showed us the details of the Silver Project, focused on creating an AI secretary that would support humanity. Everyone would have their own AI partner. By having AI partners who had the capability to understand and process emotions, humans would be freed from all hardships. I like how they polish random books and that. Yeah, they always seem to fucking do that, don't they? Even in season 1.
確かに人間関係のトラブルはサイコパスを抱く原
I
因
wonder
の
if that
上
book
位
actually exists.
その回復には相性のいい
I
人
have no
間
idea.
とのコミュニケーションが望ましいとされています。
A history of troubled relationships is the major cause of a corrupted psychopath. Communicating with friends is essential for recovery.
だがそれは確実にサイコパスを回復させるとは限らない。その点、感情を持ち理解する AI であれば、ユーザーの望みから外れることなく、人間同士に近いセラピー効果を得られると。
But the psychopaths may not recover. Within limits, humans can experience a therapeutic effect by interacting with an AI that understands their feelings.
一人に一台、家族や友人の代替となるパートナーを、そんなコンセプトで開発されていたそうだ。
One AI per person, an alternative companionship to family and friends. At the time, that kind of concept was being developed.
でもそれってものすごくコストがかかるんじゃないですか。
But this would cost a lot of money, right?
健康な心身は何者にも代え難いものです。100% 色素をケアしてくれるカウンセラーが友人や家族の形をしてそばにいてくれると考えれば需要はあるでしょう。
A healthy mind and body is precious and irreplaceable. Family and friends serve as counselors, and they're essential to make clear you.
オーダーメイドメンタルケアシステムの一つの形ということでしょうか。
Well, plus, I'm pretty sure that some of the books they used in season 1 were rather famous as well, so yeah, it's not that surprising that you knew some of them. I mean, I don't necessarily remember out of my head which books they referred to, but I'm pretty sure it were decently famous and well-known ones. Is this what they call the order-made mental care system?
そうなるな。だが、その計画は開発途中で中止された。
Perhaps. However, the project was suspended.
なぜです。
Why is that?
次の資料だ。
Look at the next slide. A new image appeared on the monitor. Classified case 158. A cerebral infraction euthanasia case. I'm trying to make sense of that picture, but I can't see shit. It was a tragic incident regarding a serial killing within the ministry's private hospital. And the prime suspect was the doctor who worked there. Her name? Yukari Himikawa. Dun dun dun. There exists a book by Van den Vliet called The Silver Metal Lover, published in 1981, and it's apparently part of a Ah. Okay then. So once again it's a real book. Why are all those kind of books published in like the 70s and the 80s? It's rather interesting when you think about it. Like nowadays you don't really see... Well, then again, nowadays you wouldn't really know it, I guess.
姫川ゆかり、鶴に執行官の探している女性と同じ。
Yukari Himikawa. That's the same woman that Enforcer Tsurugi is looking for. After reading the case's summary, my heart began to race. Breathing became difficult, my field of vision narrowed. A throbbing heat burned within me after reading the names of the victims. Why did I feel such pain? I did not understand.
この事件は解決していないのですか？
This case, is it still unresolved? I needed to focus. I had to concentrate on what was in front of me. I turned away from the monitor and gazed at his chief.
見ての通りだ。容疑者である姫川ゆかりは失踪。以降、被害者が出ていないことから捜査も打ち切られた。
They probably reference old books like that because they don't need permission to reference them. No, it's more like the how should I put it? What was the name of that? The author was Orwell, wasn't it? About that futuristic dystopia. I'm not sure what the name was, but a lot of people seem to make very philosophical books around that, around those years for some reason. I have no idea why it is even. Yeah, I think that's the book, yeah. A lot of these science fiction philosophical books were made around that time for some reason, which is very interesting. Because why was it only around those times? As you can see, the suspect Yukari Himekawa has gone missing. More importantly, since there were no other victims, the investigation was called off.
失礼ですが、この事件と先ほどのプロジェクトに何の関係があるのでしょうか、局長。
Excuse me, but what is the relationship between this incident and the project you have shown us?
そう焦らないでくれ、ギノザ君。まに簡単な話だ。姫川ゆかりはシルバープロジェクトのプロジェクトリーダーだった。
Don't be so impatient, Ginoza. It's simple. Yukari Himekawa headed the Silver Project.
そして、その計画で作られていた AI がアルファ。
And the AI known as Alpha was created from that project.
まあその通り。計画のプロトタイプ AI と同じ名だ。そして計画の性質上、AI は人間のストレス反応を抑制するのに特化された機能を有している。
Exactly, it bears the same name as a prototype. And the AI experimented on was designed with special functions to help lower human stress levels.
例の急性昏睡症状はストレス反応を制御しすぎたがゆえに起きた脳機能障害が原因でした。アルファならばそれを意図的に起こす機能があるということですね。
And there were a bunch of these because the uprise of computers and technology was very fast, you think? That might be true. Some of them still have a very good point and philosophy to them nowadays. They weren't all that crazy out there. The case of the acute comatose state was due to an extreme suppression of stress. Alpha could very well have the ability to make that happen.
そんな本来は人を癒すために作られた AI が人を壊すために動いてるなんて。
So, an AI originally created to console people has turned out to do the exact opposite.
いかなるものも使い方次第だということだ。例えば、ジギタリスは毒草だが、強心剤としての効能も持つ。
It all depends on how it's used. For example, Digitalis is a poisonous plant, but it can also be used as a cardiotonic drug.
彼は何らかの理由で
Whatever the hell that is.
機能を狂わせてしまったのでしょう。その力でなすべきことを誤った。バグを起こした。
There may be a reason why his actions have overridden his protective mechanism to safeguard humans. Perhaps the lack of balance or some sort of malfunction gave him a bug.
あるいは姫川ゆかり自
Digitalis is a
身
thing.
が何らかの仕掛けを施した可能性も考えられます。
I've heard the name before, yeah. Or there was possibility that Yukari Himekawa intentionally created him as such.
Oh?
Oh?
アルファの暴走は彼女の失踪後でよろしいのですね。
Can we assume that Alpha ran wild after she went missing?
ああ。プロジェクトは姫川の失踪とともに中止され、アルファも消去されるはずだった。だが、削除される直前、データが流出し、彼はいずこかへ消えた。
Well, the project was suspended when she disappeared, and Alpha was supposed to be eliminated. But before that happened, our plan leaked and he vanished.
おとぎ話のようだが、その時すでに彼にはある種の自我のようなものが生まれていたのかもしれない。もっともそれは我々人間からすれば危険なバグでしかないが。
This may be a fallacious claim, but his consciousness may have emerged during that time. Though for us humans, he is nothing but a dangerous pest. Stuff to make your heart work better. Yeah, I mean, I assumed as much with cardiac, but the rest just escapes me. That was right. This AI was created to support humans, was actually hurting them. If his consciousness did in fact emerge, then Himekawa had created an autonomous virus. Enforcer Tsurugi had told me that she could not understand human emotion, just like me. Alpha's consciousness must have been triggered so she could understand emotions. I understood why, though it was painful to not understand. Perhaps I imagined I was her, because I thought this was the kind of crime I would be capable of committing. Learned about it in first semester in uni. At least you learned something. But still, she overstepped her boundaries. Taking away someone else's life is unforgivable. And to escape her pain, she created a monster that she couldn't even control. It can be a scary poison as well. Did she raise her existence to make amends for her crimes, or...?
いずれにせよ彼を放置してはおけない。だが現行のドミネーターで彼を処分することはできん。彼は人間ではなく AI、道具に過ぎないからな。
I gotta love that they actually just gave you this information after the thing has already been running wild for like a week. Nice job, Chief. Nice job. At any rate, we can't just let him do as he pleases, but we can deal with him using the current Dominator. He is an AI, not a human. Nothing more than a tool. Then what?
専用の電子戦装備を用意する。全力を持って消去してくれたまえ。
Utilize the exclusive cyber warfare equipment. Eliminate him at all costs.
わかりました。
Understood.
ギノザノブシカ以下一係全力を持って任務に当たります。
Oh, Chief. I know, right? I, Nobuchika Ginoza, and the rest of Division 1 will execute the mission to the best of our abilities.
まあ、よろしく頼む。ことは極秘事項だ。くれぐれも外部に漏らさぬよう、執行官たちにも伏せておくように。
Ah, thank you. This is top secret. Do be careful to not let this information leak to the masses, and keep this from the enforcers as well.
心得ておきます。部下たち、常森も肝に銘じておけ。
Kind of reminds me of Dylan for some reason. He didn't realize that the patchouli flower was like a poisonous plant. He didn't even know it was a plant to begin with. Or a flower. It's like, goddammit Dylan. You have been harder into Toho than I have for like over a year at least. And you didn't even know that. Even I knew it. So maybe because I saw like scent air dispensers with the with the scent on it or something like that, but at least I knew. Goddammit Dylan. Such a fake fan. I'll be sure of that, Kukitachi. Tsunemori. You should keep that in mind as well. I don't think I knew they were poisonous though. I do have to say that. Yes. Inspector Tsunemori looked at me like she wanted to say something. Maybe it was about enforcing Tsurugi. We had just learned important information regarding the person he had been searching for. However, we could not tell him. Some time ago he had talked to me about Yukari Himekawa. My chest stung as I recalled the pain he tried to mask. But I knew I should not let any and all urges aside.
はい、わかっています。
Someone wants to tell that Dylan the Scarlet is a reddish poison. A reddish color. I think he knew that though. I think he knew that. I'm not sure if you're being if you're trying to troll me right now, but yes, it is a plant. It is a plant. Apparently it's a poisonous plant as well, which likes to grow in dark places. Which, kind of funnily enough, makes sense with Petchy being a librarian and not really coming outside much. But I'm not sure if he did that on purpose, but you never know with him. Yes, I understand.
よろしい。では追って指示を出す。話は以上だ。ギノザ君と常森君は下がりたまえ。
Good. Then later on I'll issue further instructions, that's all. Ginoza and Tsunemori, please leave us.
久我達さんは
Hmm? What about Miss Kikutochi?
彼女には少し個人的な話がある。
I need to talk with her, in private.
行くぞ、常森。
This big sauce smells
いつまでもあいつらだけに書類を任せておくわけにいかないだろ
It's poisonous though, don't worry. I guess that the fragrance it makes is not poisonous then. It's probably only poisonous if you ingest it or something. I'm not sure what it actually does to a human though when you actually do ingest it. Let's go, Tsunemori. We can just leave all the paperwork to the enforcers.
はい、そうですね。では失礼します。
Ah, okay. That's right. Then excuse us. I have some candles that have that smell on it even. It smells pretty nice though. After they left, Chief Kasei stared at me with cold eyes, just like I was being investigated.
個人的なお話とは何でしょうか。
And what is the private matter you wanted to discuss?
何？君の記憶についてだ。事故以前の記憶は相変わらず戻りそうにないかね。
It's in regards to your memory. It seems like your memories prior to the accident aren't returning, right? I was reluctant to answer. At times I had recalled certain memories, but not all of my memories had returned yet.
少しずつは。
Slightly. After giving her a vague answer, Chief Kasei looked away abruptly. She began playing with a Rubik's Cube as she lost all interest in me.
そうか。引き続き色相に気をつけ励みたまえ。
She knows
君には
more.
期待している。
Of course she knows more. She always knows more. I see. Well, be mindful of your you. Work hard. I expect a lot of you. After she said that, her piercing glass-like eyes stared right at me. It was like she could see right through me, like she knew. But she only also some medicinal uses? Oh, I didn't know that. At that moment, I felt like a dominator was being pointed at me.
失礼します。
Excuse me. It's not too weird to think about it that it actually has medicinal uses, to be honest. Like, a lot of things that are poisonous are also medicinal to some degree. Funnily enough. It's weird how that works. I laughed. My entire body was drenched in cold sweat. What exactly was that all about? Was there something important hidden in my memories? Every time I thought about my past, I felt a throbbing pain. I quickly checked my hue. If I worried too much, it would get clouded. Seems fine. It was clear, but at this rate, it could become clouded in no time. Maybe I should take a mental supplement. Just take the thing. The difference between poison and medicine is the dosage. Yep. Yeah, that's actually also true. And the statistics are the same, really. If they want to knock you out, if it's too much, then it's also not good for you. It's pretty weird how that works, isn't it? I took a deep breath, then calmed down a bit. The chief was certainly worried about my mind and my body. Inspectors were important resources, valuable to Sybil. I should avoid mental fatigue when possible. But I felt uneasy, a chill creeping up my spine. Like a gun was being pointed at my chest, targeting what was ever lurking about inside.
全員集まれ。アルファに対する処遇が決定した。
Gather around, everybody. We now have our orders.
お、マジで？どうなったんすか、ギノさん。
Oh, seriously? What's the plan, Gino?
人間に従わず自律行動する AI アルファは危険なバグとみなされ消去することとなった。専用の電子戦装備でサイバーダイブし、電子空間での戦闘を行うことになる。
Alpha is an autonomous AI considered to be a dangerous threat and must be eliminated using the CAW. We will fight him within the cyberspace. No idea what a car is. Car.
反乱を起こす AI にサイバーダイブで挑むとはますます SF じみてきたな。
Battling a rebel AI in a virtual world, huh? Everything has started to sound more and more like a sci-fi.
笑い事じゃない。これが由々しき事態だと分かってるのか。
It's not funny. Do you understand the seriousness of this?
いつも通り執行しろってことでしょ？楽勝楽勝。
We'll just do what enforcers do best, right? Piece of cake.
単純ね。
Sounds straightforward to me.
消去か。そうなるとあいつからゆかりの話を聞き出したりは無理だよな。やっぱり。
Eliminate her. If that's so, then it won't be possible to hear what he has to say about Yukari. I forced his Tsurugi solar shank, then he sighed. As I watched him wrestle with his emotions, I felt a sharp pain within my chest again.
絶対に無理とは言い切れないと思います。接触した時に 何か情報を得られるかもしれませんよ。
I don't think it's impossible. You might be able to get some information once we make contact with him. Inspector Tsunemori gazed at Enforcer Tsurugi, looking like she had more to say. No, she wasn't planning on telling him about Yukari Himakawa, right? She would not be that foolish, but all of us in Division 1 knew everything he had done to try and find Yukari. However, we could not tell him what we had learned. The chief clearly forbade us from disclosing that info. It was for the sake of society, and for him too.
無理でしょう。速やかに処分せねば危険にさらされる人々が増えます。見つけ次第即時処分が望ましいかと。
It's impossible. Unless we can execute our mission at once, more people will be in danger. It seems like terminating him on sight is the best strategy.
でも少しくらいなら。
But if it's only for a bit...
いいえ、姫川ゆかりを探し出すというのは剣執行官個人の目的に過ぎません。私たちは公安局です。それよりも社会全体の安全を考え行動すべきです。
No, finding Himakawa is nothing but Enforcer Tsurugi's personal goal. As the BSB, we have to act accordingly to protect the society. I thought what I had said would anger him, but he just shrugged and forced a smile.
わかってるよ。俺もデカだ。個人的な感情でミスミス市民を危険にさらすような真似はしないさ。
I understand that. I'm a cop too. I wouldn't do anything stupid like endangering civilians just for my own personal agenda.
ご理解いただけているのなら結構です。
I am glad that you can understand. Sigh, my heart beat slow to normal. I knew that he knew what the right thing... God damn it. He knew what the right thing to do was, but even so, somewhere deep within my chest, I felt the heaviness sink lower and lower. It was not even part of my job to empathize with him.
で、どうするんだギノ。アルファの消去命令が出た以上、俺たちはまたあの町へ行く。そう考えていいのか。
So, what now do you know? Since we were ordered to eliminate Alpha, that means we're headed back to that city, right?
その点については電子戦装備の性能次第だ。どの程度の作戦行動が可能なのか確認の上、結果次第では公安局本部ビルから作戦を遂行する可能性もある。
It all depends on the CAW's performance. After confirming it works, we may be able to operate from BSB headquarters instead.
VR 空
Doubt.
間なら世界中がつながってるかもしんねえもんな。
And maybe the VR space is connected to the whole world.
そんなことはないわ。鎖国政策は強固なものよ。電脳の世界にも壁は築かれている。破る方法もないわけではないけど。
In fact, Psychopaths got me even more into the mental health area. It's funny what anime and games sometimes do to you to find out things and stuff like that. I doubt it. The nation's isolationism is unwavering, but even the internet has been guarded off with firewalls. But then again, they aren't unbreakable.
いや、よいってば、そういうことは大きな声で言っちゃダメ。まあ、ここはお姉さんの腕前を信じて待ってなさい。
Well, shit's going to go
う
down.
わ、嫌な予感。
Hey, Yowie, don't say such things. Anyway, just sit tight enough to trust in my abilities for now. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Shit is hitting the fan, I guess?
佐渡海上市沿岸部の工場に数人の少女が助けを求めてきたとの連絡が入った。掘削として事件が起きていると。
We received a report that several girls sought out refugee at a Coast Guard base near the outskirts of Saddle Marine City, crying for help. Another incident has occurred. Eh? Best impression I could do. It is located across the ocean from Saddle Marine City. Most of its northern region was unpopulated, but workers were sent out to manage the base's hazardous fuel output. And that was the girl saving grace. The workers found the girls in the boat and then took them in. They were very fatigued and were taken to the base medical facility. Besides suffering from physical pain, their ears were badly damaged. They all claimed that everyone was going to die if nothing was done. Psychopaths got me more into abs. not suits? What exactly happened in that city?
現場にいる医師の聞き取りによれば、彼女たちは佐渡海上市にて大規模な疫病または集団中毒事件が発生し、 市民が次々と混沌していると訴えているそうだ。
According
事実確認を急がせている。
According to the doctor on base, the girls claimed that either a plague or a food poisoning epidemic has broken out. The civilians are collapsing one after another.
でもそんな状況ならさ、ドローンが救助するんじゃないの？あの町やたらドローンは多かったじゃん。
But in such a situation, wouldn't drones come to their rescue? There's more than enough drones to help out over there.
それについては少女たちの証言があります。
The girls said the drones were working fine.
何か不審な点でもあったのか？
But what else?
助けを求めても何もしてくれない。ただ倒れてる人をどこかへ運び去っていくだけ。色相が悪化していても放置されるというのが彼女たちの訴えです。
When people asked for help, the drones did nothing but take them away to an unknown location. The girls said they were left for dead with a worsening use.
ドローンが正常に機能していない？まさかクラッキングか？
So the drones aren't working properly, huh? Are you telling me that they were hacked?
それに海底ライナーの方もここ数日運行を停止しており、再開の見通しも伝えられていないそうです。
Also, the underwater subway has been shut down, and there's no telling when it will be up and running.
海底ライナーもか。ならお嬢ちゃんたちはどうやって佐渡海上市を脱出してきたんだ？言っちゃなんだが、あそこはライナーが動かないなら外界に出る手段はないだろうに。
I'm not, funnily enough, I'm not super into visual novels and stuff like that, but I've played some of them. But I suppose I'll check it out on the Switch then, because, well, Vita. Yeah, never really used my Vita. But I'll check it out. Hold on, I'll take a screenshot of the title. Can I do that? Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that works. I got it clipped, so I can check up it. I can check up on it on my Switch later today. Thanks for telling though. The underwater subway too, huh? But then how did those girls escape from Submarine City? From what they said, the subway isn't operational, so there's no way out. She said they were picked up on a boat, for fuck's sake.
夏休みに使用予定だった自家用ボートに乗り、命がけで脱出してきたそうだ。
I mean, Masoka, why are you even paying fucking attention? They said they picked up the boat with the girls in it. And you're asking, why didn't they, how did it go, God damn it, how could they escape? They didn't go to the subway because it was closed off. Did you pay? How about that? They barely escaped on a boat they planned to use during the summer break.
ああ、個人所有のビーチからなら海へと出れる。考えたな、お嬢様たち。だが、相当勇気がないとできねえぞ、そんな真似。
Ah, so they reached the ocean from a private beach. They sure planned their escape well, but they couldn't have done anything if they didn't have the guts.
それだけ状況が切羽詰まってるってことじゃない。ドローンもライナーも当てにならないなんて普通じゃ考えられないもの。
Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? It's not every day that you expect both drones and the underwater subway to not function properly.
やっぱりアルファの仕業だろうな。一体今度は何を企んでいるんだ。
When it comes to visual novels, I was planning on playing through the story of Blaze Blue at some point, which is also a quite lengthy visual novel on its own. And then maybe at some point I was Code Realized, but I'm not sure if that's going to get picked up when I upload it to YouTube or not. People have said that it's pretty badly copyrighted though. Also, why have I lost 5% frames? Huh. Why did I lose that much frames? Weird. It's not like there was much happening on screen anyway. It must be Alpha. It has something to do with what he's plotting this time.
落ち着け。まだ奴の仕業だと決まったわけではない。第一、彼女たちの証言だけを鵜呑みにして動くことはできん。
Blaze Blue's main story mode is basically just a visual novel with some fights in between. But I think I sunk like 16 hours into that back on the Vita when I got it. Going through everyone's story, so yeah, there's quite a lot of story in that. I'm probably just going to let that one play out on English though, because the English dub for that game is pretty decent. And it's really funny. I like Ragnar's voice in that one. But I'll see. I'll see. It's still going to be a while, I guess. I'm not sure how long this one is going to last, and BlazBlue's visual novel just with some 2D fighting sections. Yes, pretty much. I was also thinking of maybe doing Steins Gate Elite at some point, but that's more anime, I guess, than this visual novel. But I'm not sure. No, I won't prove you wrong. You're completely correct about that. And yeah, then Code Realize, which I've been putting off ever since February this year when I got the physical copy of that. But we'll have to see. I first want to finish this one before I start at least a new visual novel. And on the Switch I'm currently playing Donkey Kong, but that's not going to last me that long, I think. Like, I got to the third island in 2 hours. So maybe 2 more streams of that and I'm done. Depending on how much I fuck up during the stages, of course. Calm down, we can't jump to conclusions just yet. We need to make sure the girl's story checks out. So, you're saying they're lying, Inspector Ginoza? I didn't say that.
まあ、嘘をついている可能性は低いだろう。自家用ボートを持ってるほどだ。裕福な家庭だろうし、そういった層は色相が安定している。わざわざ色相を濁らせて嘘をつく必要がない。
Well, it is not likely that they are lying. Since they have a private boat, they must belong to a wealthy family, which means they have stable use.
彼女たちの表情を確認できませんか？それだけでかなりの情報が読み取れます。訴えの真偽もつかめるでしょう。
Is there any way we can examine their facial expressions? That alone should tell us if they are telling the truth or not.
すぐ手配します。
I'll get footage right away. If we can't contact the city, then they're probably right, you know. Soon after, we received footage of the girls from the base. After examining, the sullen faces and bloodshot eyes were enough to prove to me to believe they were not lying.
こっちもつながったわよ。佐渡海上市内のリアルタイム映像。なんか回線重くてつなぐのに苦労したけど、見たところ平和な感じっぽいわね。
I've established a connection as well. We have a live stream of Sato Marine City now. The collection was slow, but when it appeared on screen, it looked peaceful.
ご苦労。カメラは切り替えられるか？
Good work. Can you switch cameras?
はいはい、お安いご用。どこを見る？
Okay, sure thing. Where do you want to look first?
図書館を映してみてくれるか？この町の最初の事件で行った場所だ。
In the library. That's where the first incident took place. Wasn't there like no one at the library though? The Beefsall Park and library, parents, couples and friends were all seen walking around it. It was very strange to see such a sight. And even more strange that the library was reopened. Yeah, wasn't it abandoned? Live stream on matter. Why is the library and the door? It's supposed to be broken.
ああ、明らかにおかしい。橋を見ろ。いないはずの人間まで映っている。
Strange indeed. Check out at the end of the street. There were people that shouldn't be there. Enforcer Kogami pointed at the 2 people that clearly should not have been there.
優也と直哉だ。手をつないでるのは母親だよな。
Yuya and Naoya, with their mother, all holding hands.
先生、他の場所も映せるか？
Miss, can you show other locations?
オッケー。じゃあこの間の中学校映してみましょうか。
Okay, well, let's see what the middle school looks like. The middle school showed no signs of a riot having ever occurred. It was full of students going in and out of classes. And yet, another person who should not have been there.
あいつ船岡じゃん。暴動を起こしてた不良の。
Wait, that's Finoka, the Purple Star riot.
一体どうなってやがるんだ？
What the hell's going on?
ドローンやライナーにしたように監視カメラもクラッキングされ過去の映像が見えてるんだ。何者かが俺たちの目を欺こうとしている。
Just like the drones on the underwater subway, the street's cameras have all been hacked, and only old footage from the past is being projected. Someone is trying to deceive us.
通常の監視カメラから中の様子を確認するのは無理でしょう。カラナモリ分析官、他に市内の状況を確認する方法は？
If we cannot view what the street cameras are seeing in real time, then Analyst Karanamori, is there any other way to check what's happening in the city?
なくもないけどちょっと面倒な相手なのよね。
And there is a way, but dealing with that authority is a pain.
もったいぶらずに早く言え。
Just tell us.
ああまあはいはい分かったってば。でも本当に面倒な相手よ。だって国境警備隊だもの。あの海域はフリーゲート艦の巡回ルートに入ってるから、もしかしたら。
Okay, I will. But they're really hard to deal with. It's the National Border Patrol after all. That area is under jurisdiction of one of their frigates.
いっそ様子を見に行ってくれればいいんだけど。
Why can't they just go and check on the city themselves?
分かった。人命がかかっている。すぐ国防省に問い合わせよう。
Don't trust the military. Alright, I'll contact the Department of Defense immediately. Lives are at stake. The Department of Defense replied that they could not change the frigate's course, but they could send us footage from the ship. What we ended up seeing was quite appalling.
まずいな。予想以上だ。これは自然発生して疫病や食中毒なんてもんじゃないぞ。ここまで来ると、もはやウイルスか何かを使用したテロを疑ってもいいレベルだ。
This is bad. It's beyond a prediction. It's not like a plague or a poisoning epidemic, but it's more like a terrorist attack by some sort of virus.
町の人たちが
The civilians.
ドローンは動いているが、正常な様子ではないな。
The drones are mobilized, but there is something wrong. As the girls had claimed, the drones picked up fallen civilians and took them to an unknown location. There was no hospital where they were headed to, and they ignored everyone else. Moreover, I noticed that the fallen civilians appeared to look dazed and ecstatic. It reminded me of how Shiori looked when she lost her sanity to Heaven's Gate. If so...
確証はありませんが、これまでの経緯を考えれば、ドローンおよび海底ライナー、カメラのクラッキングを行ったのは、
Hello there, Kyrie. Good evening. There is no definitive proof, but from what we have seen, we can assume that the one who has hacked into the drones underwater subway and the cameras is none other than Alpha.
それもおそらくこの状況を作り出すためにな。
So, all of this was his doing.
ギノザさん、行こう。こんな状況を放っておけねえ。
Inspector Ginoza, let's go. We can't just sit here and watch. Are you even going to be let into the city if he hacked
確かにこれ
everything?
は非常事態だ。すぐに出動するぞ。輸送機の手配を。
This is a state of emergency. Let's move out. Get the transporter aircraft ready. Cue up loud helicopter noises again.
はい
Will do.
空の森分析官も同行お願いします。対アルファ用電子戦装備が必要になるでしょう。
I would also like Analyst Karen Amor to accompany us. We will need to use the CAW cyber warfare equipment.
はいはい、忙しくなってきたわね。
Oh no. Oh no, more pets. Okay, it's sure getting busy. Yeah, helicopter noises. Yeah, there we go again. Once again, we headed back to that city. Maybe the one who has been pulling the strings has always been Alpha, and AI is striving to make people happy by any means necessary. When a regular AI made a mistake, humans would fix it, but Alpha could process information and act accordingly, without any modifications. And unless we stopped him, he would continue on his ruined path, making mistakes.
アルファ、あなたはこのままにしてはおけない。必ず執行してみせ。平穏な社会のために。
Alpha, you can't keep on doing this. We have no choice but to eliminate you, for the peace of society. When we landed in Saturn Marine City, the place had become a wasteland beyond my imagination. Hordes of people lied on the ground with a strangely serene look on their faces. We tried waking them, but to no avail. They couldn't seem to feel anything, just like Shiori.
やはり前回
The
と
entire
同じ
city is drugged.
ユーストレス
Nice.
欠乏性脳梗塞に似た症状です。ここで倒れているところを見ると急激に引き起こされたと見るべきでしょう。
As expected, the syndromes resemble eustress deficiency. From what I can see, these victims are all suffering from very acute cases.
前回と同じそれって人為的に起こされてるってことですよね。
Same as last time, someone managed to synthesize a drug to induce the illness.
はい。詳しくは倒れている人々を調べてみないとわかりませんが、ヘブンズドアを摂取している可能性は高いと見ています。
Correct. We have to check on the unconscious victims if we want to know more, but it seems that the possibility they all took Heaven's Gate is very high.
分かった。倒れているものを回収次第、カナモリとクガたちで診断を頼む。しかし、あの事件の後、サプリの購入には制限が課せられたはず。なぜここまで大量に？
Got it. Prioritize the rescue of victims and leave the diagnosis to Karanamori and Kokitachi. After this all dies down, limit the bulk of purchases of supplements. Bulk purchases. From afar, boisterous shouts could be heard, a series of screams and cries, and the sound of glass shattering and things breaking could be heard too.
ギノザさんやばいぜ。町の奴らが一部暴動を起こしてやがる。店や家に押し入って
Entire
強
modern
盗
city
まで
doped
始
up
める
to
し
the
ます。
brim and attacked robots drugging them all somewhere, this suddenly became cyberpunk. Well, it's always been in the cyberpunk future, so yeah. We're just not as much punk, really. Inspector Gunoza, this is bad. Some of the civilians have started rioting. They ended up breaking into shops and houses and looting.
なんだと？
Yeah, time for
セ
riots.
キュリティはどうなっている？
What did you say? What happened to the security programs?
中学校の生徒のように色相がクリアになっているのかもしれんぞ、ギノ。放っておけばここに倒れている奴らの仲間入りってな、あの時と状況が似ている。
They might have clear use like the captives from the school, right, Gino? If you let them be, they will become just like those other people. It's just like all before.
クガたち、カナモリと協力し、倒れているものの分析を。残りのものは速やかに暴動の鎮圧に向かう。
Kukitachi, work with Garo Namori to analyze the unconscious victims. Everyone else, head to the riots and suppress them at once.
了解。
Roger that. Kagari's going to have fun, isn't he?
行け。僕の天使たちよ。幸せになった人たちを天国へ導くんだ。そう。苦しみも悲しみもない楽園へと。
Go, my angels, guide all the happy people to heaven. Yes, to the paradise where no pain or sorrow exists. With a flick of my winger, thousands of drones mobilized, bringing all those who had reached our eternal happiness back home. These angels of mine would protect all of them. Near stress efficiency, and now they could all flee from the confines of stress to a state void of pain and sorrow. This was the happiness that I, no, humans wished for. Everyone would continue to be under my divine providence. All they had to do was accept. I'd remove all their misery, pain and sorrow, and give them their happiness. Remove, remove, give, give, like a constant rhythm they'd follow my beat as I controlled their minds, leaving their trivial desires behind.
けど、それでも色相がクリアにならない人たちがいるね。どうしてなのかな?
But there were still some use that aren't clear. Why is that? Those riders experienced stress even though I had granted them happiness and clear use. When the effects wear off, their use will all become clouded again.
幸せになりたくないのかな。わざわざ不幸を選んでしまうなんて。バカだな。
You are purposely choosing to be unhappy? How foolish. Do you guys not want to be happy?
ああ、そっか。じゃあ消去すればいいんだ。どうせ天国へ行ける人の数は限られてるんだもの。
He's clearly gone off the deep end now. If that is the case, I'll eliminate you all. After all, there is only a limited number of people who can enter heaven. I had calculated various simulations, but even with all the drones there were to maintain the livelihood of the already happy people, there wasn't any room for everyone.
お母さん、またがっかりしちゃうかな。僕がみんなを幸せにできなくって。
I hope Mordred isn't disappointed that I couldn't make everyone happy.
そんなことないよね。だってお母さんだって必要ないものは捨てちゃうべきだってきっと言うはずだもの。
No, it's not like that. Though, even she said that you need to throw away what's unnecessary. Like Kanaya tried to kill her child, who didn't meet her expectations, and was all left to do was to eliminate the unnecessary things.
お母さんは幸せな人を見るのが好きなんだ。だから不幸な人を消しておかなくちゃ。それできっと喜んでくれる。
I mean, yeah, just get rid of the people that aren't happy, then it means only the happy people remain living. Yeah, that also works. It's not really a good idea to do it, but it does work, I guess. Mother, you like to see people happy, so I have to get rid of all the unhappy ones. You'll certainly be happy then.
ちょうどよく公安局が来たね。一時的な管理は彼らに任せて、僕は効率的な間引きの方法を。
Jesus Christ, 3 of them? You're fucking kidding me, right? Any more bots? 3 bloody bots in a row? God damn it. All with the exact same message too. Jesus Christ. The PSB arrived just in time. I'll let him tend to this matter then, and in the meantime I'll have to figure out an effective way to minimize the population. Uh-oh. Yes, I'll create a world that Mother wished for, so don't forsake me. Don't try to eliminate me again. Don't tell me that you don't need me.
必ず幸せな世界を作ってみせるから。
I will definitely create a happier world. Yes, a happy world without bots. Get all banned, you sons of bitches. It's like those people saying that we should feed the homeless to the starving so we can solve both problems. Yes, exactly. The patients were brought to the hospital where our own temporary headquarters was located and treated. Thankfully, the hospital was not under duress and the machines were operating fine. How fitting that bots invade a stream with content relating to AI. Yep. Very fitting. Due to analyst Karen Amoy and my negotiations, we were immune to use hospital drones. They were more immune against hacking since they utilize an independent system. Stupid bots. I've not seen bots in a long time. Usually, at first they came with 1 bot at a time. And then like, half a year ago they started coming with 2 bots at the same time, and now it seems to be 3 bots. Lovely. Very lovely. I mean, it's kind of sad though, because if you look at the bot names, they were obviously, they look like hacked accounts and stuff like that. So it's, yeah, it's a bit sad really, that hacked accounts get to be to blame here. I wonder if the people know about it too. Just imagine someone that you know just suddenly got hacked and something like that, and they turned into a spam bot. That would be unfortunate. After leaving the primary nursing care to the hospital drones, analyst Karen Amori and I began our analysis. In the end, we were able to find 2 things. As we expected, the patient's comatose state was caused by an excessive consumption of Heaven Gate, but they did not possess the required supplements or purchase them. Just wait till 69 pots at a time. Oh. 3 pots already spams enough, really. Let alone more than 3. While we were working on finding out why, Inspector Ginoza and the others returned from the riot suppression mission. They had all suffered wounds and looked extremely exhausted. Your name is a bot name if anything else. Yeah.
ビンゴだ。暴動を起こしている連中の色相も極めてクリアだった。
Karen Amori, Kukutachi, you guys were right. Just as you predicted, the riot is an extremely clear use. Wanna get headbats by headbats? No, I'm fine. I don't need more headbats. They impressively bypassed the street scanners and broke into restaurants and pharmacies.
本当に？それってまるっきり中学校で起きた暴動事件みたいじゃないの？
Really? It all sounds so similar to the middle school riot.
まあ放っておくわけにもいかんから丁重に保護させていただいたがな。
This website would be named Big Pets. We couldn't just leave them be, and I wanted to offer them for our protection, you know.
暴れると厄介だからここの隔離病棟に放り込ませてもらったぜ。
It would be trouble if they all ran wild, so we threw them in the isolation ward.
了解です。後ほど彼らの身体チェックも行います。
Roger, we will perform some medic scans up on them afterwards then.
でも変なのよシオン。暴動を起こしていた連中の所持品も確認したけど、サプリみたいなものは何も持ってなかった。
But it's strange, Shion. We patted them down and not a single one of them are in possession of any supplements.
何か特別な要因があるのかもしれん。引き続き捜査を続ける。久我たちとカラノモリは 保護した者の身体検査。残りの者は引き続き俺と共に市内の調査に向かう。
There must be a reason for this. Resume the investigation. Kikudachi and Karanamori stay here and perform scans on everyone we've saved so far. The rest act accordingly. He patted them down.
ああ、早くみんなを助けてやらねえとな。
If we don't save everyone quickly. However, the investigation didn't go smoothly. The team was stuck between suppressing riots and protecting the new victims. They had no time for anything else. From what we could see, the rioters had all dysfunctional autonomic nervous system due an overdose of Heaven's Gate. But that was all we could find out. As time passed, the rioters' use all declined. Like the captains of the middle school riot, their use became clouded when the effects of the drug wore off. To make matters worse, our nursing care drones became short-staffed as more patients were rushed in. So Analyst Karanamori and I had no choice but to stop and help. No dear. Karanamori is a nurse now. I know.
今の状態は対処療法に過ぎない。このままでは事態の解決にはつながらんぞ。
This is bad. We can barely provide any therapeutic treatment to all these patients. If things continue like this, the situation will only worsen.
救助班と捜査班に分かれましょう。事態の解決は急務ですけど、やっぱり倒れている人を放っておくわけにはいきません。
Let's split into a rescue team and a search team. We cannot let more innocent people fall victim like this, but we need to continue investigation.
賛成です。救助班の方に多くの手を割き、一人でも多くの市民を救えるよう力を尽くしましょう。その間に捜査班は原因の究明に力を尽くす。良い考えだと思います。
I agree, the rescue team needs more manpower, so let's prioritize civilian safety first. But we will also have enough people to find who's to blame. Smart move.
それしかないな。よし、俺が救助班の指揮を取る。捜査班の方だが。
Fine, looks like there's no other choice then. Alright, we'll take command of the rescue team. The leader of the search team will be... Oh. I wanna do it.
私に任せてください。以前も感じたのですが、どうやら私にはこの症状に関する知識があります。
Leave this to me.
原因究明のお役に立てるかと。
I know more about this now. I definitely have the ability to find out the cause of this.
わかった。では、金森と連携し、鴻上、正岡と共に原因を犯人の究明に当たってくれ。残りの者は俺と共に救助へと向かう。国塚、ドローンのコントロールは任せた。
Okay, then work with Karanamori and investigate the crime with Kogami and Masaoka. Everyone else, come with me to help rescue more civilians. Kunizuka, man the drones.
了解。外で稼働させるドローンを選別してきます。
Roger, I'll prepare the drones to be operational outside.
よし、シュ。俺たち、今からレスキューヒーローだぜ。
Okay, Shu, from now on, we'll be the rescue heroes.
タクちゃん、ほんとそういうの好きだよな。俺も嫌いじゃねえけどさ。
You really like to be the hero, huh, Taku? It's not like I don't like it either, but...
剣さん、かがりくん、遊びじゃないんだから気を引き締めてよ。
This isn't the game, if you only knew. Tsurugi and Kagari, this isn't the game. Stay focused.
わかってるさ、常森城。たくさんの人命がかかってるんだからな。
I know, Mr. Tsunemori. People are depending on us.
それでは行きましょう。鴻上執行官、正岡執行官。金森分析官はラボで待機し、こちらが発見した証拠物件の分析等をお願いいたします。
Then let's go. My forces Kogami and Masaoka, and analyst Karanamori, I would like you to stay in the lab to analyze any more evidence we discover.
オッケー。素敵なお土産たくさん期待してるわよ。
Okay, I'll be expecting you guys to bring me a lot of souvenirs.
持ち帰りは任せろ。だが放送を解いて中身を開けるのはお前の役目だからな、金森。
I'll leave that to us, but it's your job to tie them open, Karanamori.
わかってるわよ。
Understood.
じゃあ市民への対応は任せた。 行こうか、監視官。
Well then, leave the civilians to us. Let's go, Inspector.
まずは無事な市民に聞き込みといくか。
What do we do? What do we do? I've been going for about 2 hours now. I don't want to leave it at this for today, to be honest. I don't know, I'm kind of tired. I've been going for almost 2 hours now. It's maybe a bit of a shorter stream of this week, this around, but I feel like leaving the investigation for next time we stream would probably be a better idea than just stopping right here. That's probably a good idea. Where do I save again? Oh yeah, okay, that's safe. That's safe. Good. Alright, one more save because I'm very distrustful. Did I get to the main menu again? Oh right, that's full screen. There we go. Okay. Let's go. Shush AI. That's going to be it for tonight. Maybe a bit less long than it was in the previous weeks, but I'm rather tired. We'll be continuing more of this next week, so I hope you will be there to see how this case unfolds. Because I think we are getting close to the end game with this whole case going on now. At least it feels like it, at least. It feels like it, at least. So, yeah, we'll see next week how it goes. And that's going to be it for tonight, then.